Well, good evening, Patrick, and whomever else might be on there. Um, this is a tribute to Buzz McLean. Buzz McLean, what a guy. He died after a few months, maybe up to a year long illness. He died a year ago today on Valentine's Day. And Buzz was one of my best friends. I knew him since the probably late 70s, early 80s when he came and did some remodeling in our kitchen. And over the years, we wouldn't see each other all that often, but whenever we saw each other, it was like immediate. We'd just start telling stories and laughing. And Buzz was the guy that was always there for me. In fact, before I moved up north, I sold my house to my son Vincent, and so I stayed at Buzz's house. He had an apartment in his main level of his home, and I rented that from him for about 8 months. And he just a great guy, and was always there for me whenever I needed him or needed any help with anything. So I really love the guy and miss him. His wife Kimmer is still alive, and she misses him too. I talked to her today, and she's doing okay. But anyway, Buzz liked two artists that I know of for sure. He would come hear me play once in a while, and whenever he came, he would always shout out, "Play Stan Rogers, play Stan Rogers." So he always wanted me to play a Stan Rogers song. So I don't know if you know Stan Rogers or not. He's deceased as well. All my friends are dead people, it seems like, but no. Stan Rogers was a Canadian folk artist of some renown. He died in, I think, 1989 in an airplane fire. He was traveling from Texas to Toronto, and the plane caught fire, and they made an emergency landing in Cincinnati. I think about half of the passengers survived, and half of them died. And Stan was one of them who died, so it was a great loss because he was probably just in his, I'm guessing, mid-30s, something like that when he passed. But he wrote a bunch of really good songs. So this is for you, Buzz. This is a Stan Rogers song. It's called White Squall. Now it's just my luck to have the watch with nothing left to do, and watch the deadly waters glide as we roll north to the Sioux, and wonder when they'll turn again and pitch us to the rail, and whirl off one more youngster in the gale. The kid was so damn eager, it was all so big and new. You never had to tell him twice or find him work to do. And evenings on the mess deck, he was always first to sing pictures of the girl he'd wed in spring. But I told that kid 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They go from calm to 100 knots, so fast they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyerton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone into a white squall. Now it's a thing that us old-timers know. In a sultry summer calm, there comes a blow from nowhere, and it goes off like a bomb, and a 15,000-tonner can be thrown upon her beam, while the gale takes all before it with a scream. The kid was on the hatches, lying staring at the sky. From where I stood, I swear I could see tears fall from his eyes. So I hadn't the heart to tell him that he should be on a line, even on a night so warm and fine. But I told that kid 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They go from calm to 100 knots, so fast they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone into a white squall. When it struck, he sat up with a start. I roared to him, get down, but for all that he could hear, could as well not made a sound. So I clung there to the stanchions, and I felt my face go pale as he crawled hand over hand along the rail. Now I could feel her heeling over with the fury of the blow, and I watched the rail go under, then so terrible and slow. Then like some great dog she shook herself and roared upright again. Far overside I heard him call my name. But I told that kid 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They go from calm to 100 knots, so fast they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone into a white squall. Now it's just my luck to have the watch with nothing left to do but watch the deadly waters glide as we roll north to the Sioux, and wonder when they'll turn again and pitch us to the rail and whirl off one more youngster in the gale. And I tell these kids 100 times, don't take the lakes for granted. They'll go from calm to 100 knots, so fast they seem enchanted. But tonight some red-eyed Wyton girl lies staring at the wall, and her lover's gone into a white squall. Okay, that's White Squall. I saw Kevin Briggs on here. I don't know if he's still on there, Briggs, but White Squall is a phenomenon that happens in the Great Lakes. Hadn't heard of it until I heard this song. But you can be sailing along on a beautiful night, and all of a sudden, from nowhere, this big wind and waves hit you without any warning. And it's pretty well known in the Great Lakes, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan. So, really good song. So as I said, Buzz was a big Stan Rogers fan, and always wanted me to sing a Stan Rogers song. I don't think I ever sang that one for him, though. So Buzz, that's the first time for you, brother. Now, Buzz also was a big fan of a Scottish singer by the name of Dougie MacLean. And I got a story about that down the line here, but Buzz liked Dougie a lot. So this is a Dougie MacLean song called Garden Valley. This is really not my home. Where are you, my lovely Jenny? I'm afraid and all alone. There is no peace for me. I'm standing in the stranger's room, playing at the stranger's table, shining empty like the moon. There is no peace for me. But in the darkness, struggle cold, I think about a garden valley, gentle as the leaves unfold, singing out along the Tay, distant and so far away. There is no peace for me. I'm blinded by your city lights. I wander through these fearful places. Colors fade to black and white. There is no peace for me. And These are not the friends I know. These are not their smiling faces. A desert that no one should know. There is no peace for me. But in the darkness, struggle cold, I think about a garden valley, gentle as the leaves unfold, singing out along the Tay, distant and so far away. There is no peace for me. Now I know and feel it well, poor immigrant's deep sunken feeling, standing at the gates of hell. There is no peace for me. Burned out by their master's greed, cruel exile transportation, robbed of every love and need. There is no peace for me. But in the darkness, struggle cold, I think about a garden valley, gentle as the leaves unfold, singing out along the Tay, distant and so far away. There is no peace for me. I'm cracking up here because about a third of the way through that song, my legs started cramping. And if you've ever had those leg cramps, they're pretty painful. So I was trying to stretch it out and move it, and I was squirming all around. So anyway, Garden Valley. So Dougie MacLean is Scottish, great writer. Lives in Dunkeld, Scotland, and he's got a kind of a place there. It's probably a farm, and he's got a studio there, and he does concerts there. And Garden Valley was apparently about the Jacobite revolutions, which occurred, I think, in the 1500s. I'm not sure. Not up to speed on my British colonies history, but there was a Jacobite revolution. I think Bonnie Prince Charlie came in, overthrew James II, and sort of subjugated the Scottish citizens. So it's a song about reminiscing about how beautiful his home was and how it was feeling kind of foreign and strange because of the occupiers. So it's a great song. Now, Stan Rogers. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna do 4 Stan Rogers songs and 4 Dougie MacLean songs because those were Buzz's favorite songs, favorite writers, favorite singers, and so I want to honor him. This one's called Lockkeeper, and it's from the same album as White Squall, which was a song which was basically about, it's called From Fresh Water. It was about the Great Lakes area and various things. And so this one's called Lockkeeper. There's some locks along the St. Lawrence River between Canada and, I'm not sure, probably New York State. But anyway, so there's locks there, and so this is a lockkeeper who's there, who mans the locks, fills the water up, empties the water out, and he has some familiar people because these shipping guys, they go out for a few months and then they come back through the same locks. So over the years he got to know somebody. So it's called Lockkeeper. You say, well met again, lockkeeper. We're laden even deeper than the time before. Oriental oils and tea brought down from Singapore. As we wait for my lock to cycle, I say my wife has just given me a son. A son, you cry, is that all that you've done? She wears bougainvillea blossoms. You pluck 'em from her hair and toss 'em in the tide. Sweep her in your arms and carry her inside. Her sighs catch on your shoulder. Her moonlit eyes grow bold and wiser through the tears. And I say, how could you stand to leave her for a year? Then come with me, you say, to where the Southern Cross rides high upon your shoulder. Come with me, you cry. Each day you tend this lock, you're one day older, while your blood grows colder. But that anchor chain's a fetter, and with it you are tethered to the phone. And I wouldn't trade your life for 1 hour of home. Sure, I'm stuck here on the seaway while you compensate for a leeway through the trades. And you shoot the stars to see the miles you've made. And you laugh at hearts you've riven. But which of these have given us more love or life? You, your tropic maids, or me, my wife? Then come with me, you say, to where the Southern Cross rides high upon your shoulder. Come with me, you cry. Each day you tend this lock, you're one day older, while your blood grows colder. But that anchor chain's a fetter, and with it you are tethered to the phone. And I wouldn't trade your life for 1 hour of home. Ah, your anchor chain's a fetter, and with it you are tethered to the phone. And I wouldn't trade your whole life for 1 hour of home. Okay, Stan Rogers. I don't have anything else to say about it. Love that song though. Another Dougie song, Dougie MacLean. This one's called Ready for the Storm. Oops, gotta shed the capo in this. The waves crashing and the tide pulls out. It's an angry sea, but there is no doubt that the lighthouse will keep shining out to warn the lonely sailor. And the lightning strikes and the wind cuts cold through the sailor's bone to the sailor's soul, till there's nothing left that he can hold except the rolling ocean. But I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Oh, give me mercy for my dreams, 'cause every confrontation seems to tell me what it really means to be this lonely sailor. But when the sky begins to clear, the sun it melts away my fear. I'll cry a silent, weary tear for those that need to love me. But I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Distance, it is no real friend, and time will take its time. And you will find that in the end it brings you me, the lonely sailor. And when you take me by your side, you love me warm, you love me. I should have realized I had no reason to be frightened, but I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready, I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready, I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready, I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Ready for the storm. So that's Dougie MacLean. I mentioned earlier that I had a story. It was a great story about Buzz and Dougie. I ran into him. This is, 10, 15 years ago. And we were talking, and he said something like, yeah, I saw a cousin Dougie. And I said, cousin Dougie? Who's cousin Dougie? He said, Dougie MacLean. I said, Dougie MacLean's your cousin? He says, no, but, so he got me on that one. But then Buzz went to the Ark. Buzz and Kim went to the Ark sometime later, a year or so later, I suppose. And the Ark's a folk club in Ann Arbor. And Dougie was playing there. So somewhere at intermission or whatever, Buzz came up to Dougie and said, hey, cousin Dougie. And Dougie remembered him, and they had a nice chat and all that. So I guess Buzz adopted Dougie. The McLean brothers, the McLean cousins. Another Stan Rogers song. That same album, I guess I'm stuck on that album, From Freshwater. This is a song called Tiny Fish for Japan. It's kind of sort of bemoans the state of the fishery in the Great Lakes. After the salmon and the sturgeon and the pike and the bass were all fished out, the only thing left were the smelt. So these guys, and the subject of this song were fishermen that were fishing for smelt, which apparently was mostly shipped to Japan. Where Patterson's creeks muddy waters run down past the penny arcades by the harbor downtown. All the old turtlebacks rust in the rain like they never will leave there again. But leave there they will in the hours before dawn, slip out in the darkness without word or song. For a few more years yet, they will work while they can to catch tiny fish for Japan. No whitefish or trout here, we leave them alone. The inspectors raise hell if we take any home. What kind of fisherman can't eat his catch or call what he's taken his own? But the plant works 3 shifts now, there's plenty of pay. We ship 17 tons of this garbage each day. And if you want to eat fish, then we'll open a can to catch tiny fish for Japan. In the Norfolk Hotel over far too much beer, the old guys remember when the water ran clear. No poisons with names that we can understand, and no tiny fish for Japan. So the days run together, each one is the same, and it's good that the smelt has no lovelier name. It's all just a job now, we'll work while we can to catch tiny fish for Japan. And we'll catch tiny fish for Japan. Tiny fish for Japan. Oh, this guitar right here. She's a beauty. Whoops. She's a 1964, I believe, vintage Guild Mark I. Beautiful. And I got this call from Kimmer, Buzz's wife, I don't know, about 6 months ago, and said that she wanted me to have Buzz's guitar. So this is Buzz's guitar. So we went down to Clarkston, I don't know, a month or two later when we were down there, and interrupted her card game with her brother and sister-in-law. But she gave me this guitar, and it just was, it really touched me. It's in a dusty old case and needed new strings, but I restringed it, cleaned it up, played it. I play it every single day. This is my guitar that sits by my chair. And when I'm practicing something or I just want to noodle around, this is what I play. So I love it. It's rosewood. It's just really nice. And I'm gonna cherish this till I stop breathing. This one's called Caledonia. This is a Dougie MacLean song. Caledonia is a name for Scotland. It's funny. I was watching something online today, and I said something about Caledonia. So there's some firemen that were, I can't remember where they were, but it was during the peak of the pandemic. This group of firemen sang that was called America, but they basically sang the same song with some modifications of the words. Instead of saying Caledonia, they said America. It was very cool. So these guys are just, they're in their fire uniforms, old guys and a few young guys. This is, I think, one of the unofficial songs, national songs of Scotland. I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. These last few days I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling stories, singing songs that made me think about where I come from. That's the reason why I sing so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I shall become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Now I have moved and kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proven, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. I've kissed the girls and left them crying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've traveled hard sometimes with conscience flying, somewhere in the wind. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I shall become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Now I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, a forest choir. The flames have cooled, don't get any higher. They've withered now, they've gone. But I'm steady thinking my way is clear, and I know that I will do tomorrow. With hands have shaken, kisses flowed, then I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, now I'm going home. But if I shall become a stranger, know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Caledonia. My voice is, I think I've pretty much wrecked my voice in the last month or two. I can't sing anymore. Well, actually, last few years I can't sing anymore. All right, this is the last Stan Ryder song. And this typically would be the one I'd sing for Buzz, because I love this song. And actually, in my 15 Minutes of Fame, playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills back in 1991. This was the last song we did, called the Mary Ellen Carter. She went down last October in a pouring driving rain. The skipper, he'd been drinking and the mate, he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock when she was dealt her mortal blow. The Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost. The groan she gave as she went down, it caused us to proclaim that the Mary Ellen Carter would rise again. Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel would they spend. She gave 20 years of service, boys, then met her sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us, so let her rest below. Left at us and said we had to go. But we talked of her all winter, some days around the clock. She's worth $250,000 a-floating at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. That her name wouldn't be lost to the knowledge of men. Ah, those who loved her best and were with her till the end will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. All spring now we've been with her on a barge led by a friend. 3 dives a day in a hard hat suit, and twice I've had the bends. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we patched her rents, stopped her vents, dogged hatch and portal down, put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again. that her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, of those who loved her best and were with her till the end, will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. For he couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She saved our lives so many times, living through the gale, and the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing in another day. And you, to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again, rise again, rise again. Though your heart it be broken or life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again, rise again, rise again. Though your heart it be broken or life about to end, no matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again. Rise again. That's a good song. So, what else was I going to say about Buzz? There had to be more things. Anyway, Buzz McLean, he helped me out so many times. He gave me a place to live when I sold my house to my son. I had been living in a house, and due to one of my divorces, I had to leave that house. It took me 4 years to sell it because it was during the time, 2008, when the economy collapsed. So I'm in this big old house that I can't afford, and I'm living there alone. And I owned my house down in Clarkston. I had been renting it while I was living there. So bottom line was, took me some time to get the renter out, took me some time to finally pay off. It took me 4 years, actually, to get out of the loan. So I made my way back to my house, my rental house that I had lived in before. And finally the renter had left, and I walked through there, and the place was fairly trashed. And it was a Saturday afternoon. So I went to Costco for some reason, and I hadn't seen Buzz in quite a few years. And I'm walking through the parking lot towards Costco, and I see Buzz and Kim walking out. So I tell a story, hey, how you doing? And I said, I'm going to be moving back in my house and I need some work. And it was during the economy collapse there in 2008. So Buzz was a cabinet maker, and he didn't have too much work. And he had a couple guys working for him. So he said, well, we're not doing too much, and I got to get these guys working. So anyway, bottom line was, he totally renovated my house at a relatively low price because he didn't have anything else going. It was such a blessing, and just one of the things he has done. Great guy. That's Buzz, though. I was talking to Paul Raymond, or I got a message from him. He's an electrician that did some work for both Buzz and I. And he texted me and said, Buzz was a great guy, and he would do anything for anybody. He certainly did a lot of stuff for me. So last act was when we moved up here. We remodeled our house pretty much, and Buzz said, I want to build some kitchen cabinets for you. So he built some beautiful hickory kitchen cabinets that are now in our remodeled kitchen. So every day I can see Buzz's handiwork. It makes me smile. Buzz makes me smile. One more thing. I can't stop talking. So he was my patient. So he would come in, and he'd come in to see me for a visit, and then we'd just start talking. And we start laughing, and we would be laughing for like 20 minutes after the stuff we were talking about. And then I'd say, okay, well, we better get to your visit because, you know, there's probably other people waiting. But just the way it was. Whenever we met, we had a great time. This one is called, it's a Dougie MacLean song. And it's called This Love Will Carry. If I can play it. Thin line that leads us and keeps a man from shame. The dark clouds quickly gather along the way he came. There's no fear out on the mountain and death out on the plain. There's heartbreak and heartache in the shadow of the flame. All right, listen carefully because you're going to be singing this one down the line. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. Strangest web will tangle, the sweetest bloom will fall. Somewhere in the distance, we try and catch it all. Success lasts for a moment, and failure's always near. You look down at your blistered hands as it turns another year. Everybody now. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. So these days are golden, they must not waste away. Any time is like that, when the flowers soon will decay. Though by storms we weaken, uncertainty is sure. Like the coming of the dawn, it's ours forevermore. Everybody. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. There you go. So Buzzy, I love you, man. Miss you. So I hope you enjoyed the music I played for you. And Kimmer, if you're on, I hope you enjoyed it as well. Buzz is one of those rare people who stumble into our lives that just there's a connection, and it's just always a good thing. Oh, one more story. Okay. So I had this chainsaw, which I hadn't used for a while, and I couldn't get it started. That was partly why I hadn't used it. So I knew Buzz knew all about these things. So I says, Buzz, I got this chainsaw, I can't get it started. So he says, okay, I'll take it and I'll get it fixed or get it going. So he comes back a week later, hands it to me and an extra chain, looks me straight in the eye and he says, don't you ever use this thing. He says, that chain was loose, could have came off, got you in the face, so I don't think you should ever use it. So anyway, he chastised me. But he had a little twinkle in his eye while he was doing it too. So Buzz McLean, great guy, love him. I'll see you down the line up there, buddy. So take care of yourself. Kimmer, we love you and love all you guys. So we'll see you soon.